Hello everyone, today we'll be talking about the round 14th of the World Chess Championship between Nepomniachtchi and Ding Liren. So today's video is sponsored by chess.com and you can follow the link in the description and you can learn a lot and many lessons from chess.com. So let's move toward the board and let's see how was this game played and what was the miss. So Ding Liren started the game using the d4 opening. So we were predicting and the fan was predicting that he will play the London system from the starting from the d4, but he just played some new opening d4, knight to f6 and c4. So once again a new opening is played in the match. Pawn to e6, knight to c3, bishop to b4 and e3. So now as you can see, Nepomniachtchi as playing as black, he is just into royal oppose, and the Ding Liren is playing as white is in some London system variation. So at this stage black castles on the king side and bishop to d2. So it's a new opening, and the next move which was played d5. D5 is now you have to take control of the center. So black it's a good move because it's protected by the knight and the queen at the same time in this pawn. And next move was played a3, a somewhat offbeat move order, but it has been played by Ding and other elite players. So at this stage, instead of a3, knight to f6, knight to f6, knight to f3 is more popular. Let's say you could have just played knight to f3. So at this stage, instead of white played knight a3 and black takes its bishop back, and then later this move was little delayed, but the plan was there and Nepomniachtchi just played c5. Nepomniachtchi chooses the second most popular move, immediately hitting the center and inviting exchange. Now pawn takes at c5, bishop takes c5. So this is a typical position from the queen's gambit when white bishop is on f4, obviously a better square with the bishop on d2. So the chances of an advantage are more limited. So queen to c2, white plays d takes. So the next move was pawn takes c4. So the natural move is, and it's a new one. The trend of the match is seen once again. The game is out of the known theoretical paths early on, even when a major opening is played. Bishop takes c4, knight to bishop d7, and an accurate move. This is the best way to develop the pieces. Bishop to b6 to d1, bishop to e7. So this move is not the best. Black should not lose time before finishing development. So he has to come with some good move before black emerges. So white plays knight to g5, a start of a superficial plan. The best way to fight for the initiative is to play with e3 or e4 either immediately after castling. So the white plays knight to g5 and h6. So next move was h4. So Ding has already played a similar plan in this match, when in the 8th game, also a Nimzo Indian, he left a bishop hanging on g5. In this game, the h4 move was more dangerous. Here the knight on g5 is more practically dangerous, and black can develop the pieces without major worries. So next move after this was black's queen to c5 and bishop to white plays bishop to e2. Rook to d3. So a natural defending move, we can say that, planning to bring the knight to f8 and to protect the king, but there is a better option. There were better options here. You can just simply play. You could have just pawn to b6. Could have been a good play. Now you will have one more. You will have a pawn structure building. So then after this you can just play rook to c1, and you can just bring your bishop over here in the dragon variation. So anyway, now the rook c1, so unpinning the c3 knight. So now c3 knight was on, and now you can go for exchange. So knight to f8, following the plan started with the previous move. So this game was actually ended up in a draw after 88 moves. So let's see. Every move is actually quite difficult, but we will just go for the one what are the best moves. Black offers a knight exchange, and after that he might be thinking of queen exchange, but at this stage white accepts the plan and ready to exchange the queens. Queen was sacrificed with exchange. Rook to c2, d7, and bishop to b4. So this was actually in a normal natural move, trying to exchange the bishop also. So at this stage the game went clearly good for both of the players. They exchanged the bishops, they exchanged the queens, and they have already exchanged the knights. So knight to c5, it's already, Indian says it's a mistake. So white is in trouble after this move. So we can just say white is in trouble after this move. And how is white in trouble? Because in the next move black takes the pawn and attacks the rook. Now you cannot just, it's blocking, and now you cannot just castle in one move. So rook to g1, trying to attack the bishop to d5. Now you take your bishop back, and now you can clearly see that black is in better position. Black has more active pieces and better pawn structure. So now it's a good move, e4, trying to, so it's a precise move, trying to take back and throw back the dangerous bishop. c6, bishop to c6, b5, and now simply queen takes the pawn and attacks the rook, and d4. So white has not equalized yet, and the position is still dangerous for black, because the knight could be dangerous in the next move. But anyway, black continues with the rook. Rook to c4, now white offers another exchange of the rooks. And the knight to c5, rook to c7, now you have the rook spin. Rook to c8, and now the white black is going to exchange the pieces, and now black offers an exchange, and now at this stage the both the pieces, but after this move rook to g3, it's a serious mistake. Now black can just simply advance. Knight takes. He should have at this stage. Ding Liren should have exchanged the knights and go for the exchange, but instead, and the rook exchange, but he just goes for the queen exchange. Yeah, knight exchange. Rook to c5. And now this is a good move. Rook to g7, checking the king, and the king has to move. And now the rook comes into the bishop thing. Rook to d8, another mistake. So king to e2. So this mistake places Ding on the verge of defeat. This is a quite dangerous for Ding Liren at this stage. Another good move by Nepomniachtchi, rook to c3. King to e7. g1 and e5. So this throws away a big portion of the advantage of black's advantage. So now white one by one is ready to take the pawns. To d6, and then an excellent move, forcing a rook endgame that should be a draw. Rook takes the pawn at d6. Pawn a rook for a rook, and white gives the check. Rook takes the b5. Rook was exchanged. So at this stage, with an active rook and some weakness to attack, white should be able to make a draw. This is never very easy in practice, but Ding certainly was relieved when his endgame arrived on the board. So at this stage, they were giving and avoiding checks. Black was trying to just move forward his pawn. Rook to a6. So, and every schoolboy knows the rook should be placed behind the passed pawn. So, rook to b2, king to f3, and now at this stage black has just stuck his own. So the game continues. And after the 88 move, the game was made. So so instead of moving this king, so at this stage black moves his king to e8. Instead, I expect the king to go back to the file to g2, but I get it does not make much difference because now we are in the draw. Both the players are in the same level. King to e3. So king to f3. At this moment we thought the game would not last long, but there are more practical chances left. So d7, Nepomniachtchi gives the f6 pawn as a last attempt to create winning chances. Now Nepomniachtchi just sacrificed his pawn in order that other pawn can just advance. 60. So king to c7, and another move, the only drawing move, white must create counterplay before the opponent's king comes to the queen side. So you must have to protect. Ding Liren actually played a good move before his rook is under attack. So it's the only drawing move. King to f4, and now both the players are in the same level again. Black has to stop white's pawn. So this leads to a draw. A possible continuation is, so at this stage the game was almost ended, and they knew. So we can just say a fitting end to the magnificent classical part of the match. The game had many mistakes, this is true, but both players went for the win in every game. They gave their hearts and won many fans around the world during this duel. To me, it's a pity that all this will come to an end with rapid game, but I suppose there is no better way to decide the winner. I'm sure today will be full of thrillers, and I want to say thanks and good luck to both of the players, because in the tie breaks there will be our results and we will have a new champion. So today's video was sponsored by chess.com, and you can just follow the link in the description, and I hope to see you in next video. Thank you so much.